Makes me sick every time I see it when I pass a church that flies that rainbow flag, which is a direct spit in the face to God Almighty. And if this nation does not stop it, this nation is going to be in trouble.
So Mark Robinson is Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
He is he is the Republican nominee for governor.
Mm-hmm.
And this was going around that CNN was about to drop this huge story on him, and it was likely that he's considered dropping out over it.
Yeah.
He's not dropped out. He's defending himself, but the question was, what could this possibly be? Because this is a guy who there's already been numerous stories about. There already were accusations of anti-Semitism with things he had said about Jewish people dropping.
Mm-hmm.
He had already said things about trans people. He had already said things, a story had previously dropped where multiple people who worked at physical, like brick and mortar, like peep show type adult entertainment facilities claim that like 10 or 20 years ago, Mark Robinson was a regular at their place of work, and they would see him there, and he would be partaking in the peeping. And this is a guy who's, Mr. Republican religious. He's out there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a clip going around of him saying that we keep trying to empower our young girls to use their brains when we should be empowering them to take care of down here so they don't get abortions. Really nasty stuff coming from this guy.
Yeah, and, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah. So all of this is out there about him, and it was like, what possibly is they going to drop? And so this CNN story drops from Andrew Kaczynski and M. Steck over at CNN. And, the headline doesn't do it justice, because looking at it, it's just, I'm a black Nazi. A North Carolina GOP nominee for governor made dozens of disturbing comments on porn forum. Honestly, that's like, we knew he was a Nazi because he'd been saying anti-Semitic things. But the details, first of all, he that is a quote from him. He used that. He was very explicit and sexual on this adult website forum. This is where they pulled this all from. He enjoyed, and there's nothing wrong with this. Obviously, this is completely fine, but there is something wrong with it if you are an anti-trans bigot. He claimed that he enjoys watching transgender porn.
Yep.
He referred to himself as a poet. Like, this is, if you go through it, some of this stuff that he says is really incredible. And this is a guy that Trump has endorsed. The website was called Nude Africa. I mean, I mean, keep going through. There's some more here.
He's really active on this site. The things that he says as a lieutenant governor are,
well, apparently this is from before he got into politics,
and he used the same email. That's how they were able to track it down. The email that are on different websites that he uses, the same email that he used when he was on this site. But he has to show as lieutenant,
and he's been using the same screen name everywhere too.
The same screen. What kind of ridiculous same? He doesn't even hide his face. Same person, like, because this is the life that he lived. But as usual, there's always a double life with. This
is the amazing. This is what I was just trying to think of. This is the real kicker here. So this Mr. Religious, Mr. Play it by the traditional marriage and LGBTQ icky and honor the marriage, the institution of marriage and everything. There are now it's unclear if he's telling actual stories or he's writing erotic fan fiction.
Yeah.
But there are numerous stories where he talks about having sex with his wife's sister.
No way.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. No, I didn't see that. That's getting crazy.
Is the sister aware of this, or is the wife aware of this, I should say?
I don't know. And on top of that, there's a political follow-up where they were able to match his email to an account he'd created on what's the site for cheating? Madison, Ashley Madison, is that it?
I don't know. Dang, that's crazy. I need to look that up.
There too.
Listen, he
the peeping one is Jesus Christ, really disgusting.
It's him. And the things that he put in he has an affinity for transgender pornography, and that is crazy because he be up in the churches, and the conservative places, and he's saying things against the LGBTQIA plus community. Yet before this, he's been living that life. Like here, he says that this is what he wrote allegedly, according to the CNN doc. It said he likes watching, and this is his words, tranny on girl porn. That's hot. That's effing hot. It takes the man out while leaving the man in. And he says, yeah, I'm a perv too. This is things that he actually wrote. So when you say he's like, I didn't see any of his comments that he made back to it. But when you say he's trying to defend himself, what is he saying in defense of himself?
He says it's not him, right?
And it's all not true. It's just not true.
Yeah. He's just like denying it outright.
Huh. When these are the same.
And it's like his face.
His face and his same
that's been
email.
there well before he was like, a known person.
And the same handle throughout.
Yeah.
It would be really funny if like you were like, what is he possibly saying to defend himself? And the truth was that like something like, oh, he's out there saying there's nothing wrong with it. It's not his fault that he gets all these women, and it's his wife's sister through.
They'll flip it. They will flip it and say stuff like that. They'll be like, well, the other people are the problem. His wife's sister came on to him. Why do they have these pornography websites anyway? Where they like why these exist? The LGBTQIA plus community is the problem. They're the ones that are bringing this spirit out of people. They're going to try to flip it in that way to try to be
we've seen enough examples where they just skate by, like they usually I mean we're at a point now where oftentimes they don't even deny it. They're just like, yep, I said that, I did that thing. Now this may be a different situation because this I guess maybe to conservatives would view him potentially view him as, I don't know, progressive or something in some way because of the porn he watches. But it's still like, it's one of these things where if he just was like, yeah, what's the big deal, whatever, like he may just, that may actually benefit him.
That would. I feel like that could, because like, it happened. That was me back in the day. That's not who I am right now. Okay. And there's a job to be done.
Could just blow over.
He could win with that. Not win, but win over his side with that. There would be nothing to fight about. He admits it, and that's just what it is. But the problem is like when you're heavily anti all of these groups of people and how they live, how they love, and then this is the life that you actually secretly want to live. Does his wife even like? And then dragging allegedly his wife's business or cheating with his wife's sister is crazy business. But this is what we talked about this earlier. You got to believe people for who they are. And if they can't even lead, and this is imagine Kamala Harris having a scandal like where she was cheating, like caught having sex or on a sexual website, all of this stuff. That would be a whole thing. But because this is a man, especially
and a Republican, like the bar is just a completely different place.
They're going to give excuses. It's gonna be like, yeah, he went through that. It happened, but he was just battling in the spirit, and he was just, and there's gonna be so many excuses. But that's what I don't like. Men in power, they get like slaps on the wrist for stuff like this. But he actively has been going out there on different platforms and going hard against the same communities that he's a part of. So
I feel like none of these, these people, they never have to face any repercussions for the litany of shit that they do. And yet, a Democrat mispronounces a word and it's like a story. You know what I mean? Like the standards are just so
was that guy
a
a Democrat that we're talking about? that mispronounced that word and ended up saying a slur? You talking about?
No, I'm thinking of like Joe Biden. You know, he'll in
Oh,
his
because
speech,
I'm like,
he'll
there's
no,
a
that guy's not
story.
that guy
I
is
was
not
like,
Italian.
oh, let's be clear, because that's
no,
the
that
first time I
guy's
heard
also a
that
piece
name.
of crap.
Oh,
No,
yeah. Okay, good.
it's a whole
I
different
just needed to
situation.
make sure we're on the same page. Okay,
I was God. That was like what? Was that yesterday? So I feel like
was
there's
it
been
like 2
actually a
days
lot of
ago?
news that
Yeah.
I've been.
Mm-hmm.
It's going by so quick. Yeah, I don't like. I don't know what's going to happen with this guy. I feel like nothing. He's going to stay in the race.
Yeah.
He'll still lose, but probably more because of you know, the top of the ticket.
He was a creeper. Like these
race.
comments that he was making in the comment section, like it's just creepy. Like yelling at folks. What?
I don't care.
I just want to see the
have
sex
this.
tape.
I just want to see the sex tape.
And here
oh my god.
and,
Okay, some of the shit is really dark.
And moral of the story: don't f a white.
Okay. Okay. I just like it's weird because I don't find any of this really surprising. Like any of these freaks, this guy is a loon in public.
Mm-hmm.
So of course he's even worse in private. That I feel like you can apply that to most of these politicians. If there was a lunatic that you could think of that is terrible in public, they're probably a lot worse in private, and we just don't know the whole story. That tends to be what it is.
Absolutely. And him having a life before this lets us know there's so much more that'll probably come out. People have probably dealt with him in North Carolina in some kind of sexual manner, maybe paid off in the next day or two or whatever for their comments. But I'm pretty sure we'll hear some more coming out of it. But sounds like to me, he probably will just say, that happened, but that's not who I am anymore. And that will be just enough for them to go off of.
Yeah.
And continue the race with.